हेलो एवरीबॉडी, वंस अगेन वेलकम टू माय चैनल बी प्रिपेयर्ड। फ्रेंड्स, आज की इस वीडियो में हम एडमिन एंड फाइनेंस के टोटल 70 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे जो केवीएस प्रिंसिपल रिक्रूटमेंट एग्जाम 2015 में पूछे गए थे। आगे भी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी से संबंधित वीडियोस के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को जरूर दबाएं ताकि वीडियो की नोटिफिकेशन आपके पास सबसे पहले पहुंचे। तो आइए देखते हैं फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। फॉर ग्रांट ऑफ सैंक्शन फॉर प्रोसिक्यूशन इन ए कोर्ट फॉर सीरियस ऑफेंसेस involving a government servant, the time limit is 3 months. However, additional time of fill-up may be allowed where consultation is required with the Attorney General or any law officer in the AG's office. The options are number 1, 15 days, number 2, 1 month, number 3, 45 days and number 4 is 2 months. Correct answer is option second, that is 1 month. Next question is, the minimum and maximum rate per case of honorarium payable in case of departmental proceedings to a presenting officer serving part-time respectively is, options are number 1, rupees 5,000, rupees 10,000. Second option is rupees 10,000, rupees 15,000. Third option is rupees 15,000, rupees 20,000. And last option is rupees 20,000 and rupees 30,000. Correct answer is first option, that is rupees 5,000 and rupees 10,000. Next question is, which departments are regarded as separate governments for the purpose of adjustment of pensionary charges of the central government? Options are number 1, finance, commerce and defense. Second option is railways, posts and defense. Third option is railways, post and commerce. And the last option is post, finance and commerce. The right answer is second option, that is railways, post and defense. Next question is, a ministry or department may at its discretion assign repair works estimated to cost above rupees fill-up and original works of any value to any public works organization. Options are number 1, 20 lakh, number 2, 25 lakh, number 3, 30 lakhs and number 4 is none of these. And the right answer is 30 lakhs. Next question is, a central government servant may be permitted to encash on leave up to 10 days at the time of availing of leave travel concession, that is RTC, while in service, subject to the condition that a balance of at least fill-up days of earned leave is available to his or her credit after taking into account the period of encashment as well as leave being availed of. And the options are number 1, 30, number 2, 60, number 3, 90 and number 4 is 100. Correct answer is first option, that is 30 days. Next question is, female central government employees who undergo tubectomy operation under the Family Welfare Program may be granted special casual leave not exceeding fill-up working days. And the options are number 1, 10, number 2, 30, number 3, 45 and number 4 is 60. Right answer is 10 working days. Next question is, constitutional functionaries and other persons who are entitled to rent-free accommodation as per terms of their service conditions but have not been allotted government accommodation may be reimbursed actual rent paid subject to a maximum limit of rupees fill-up per month. Options are number 1, 10,000, number 2, 12,000, number 3, 15,000 and number 4 is 20,000. Right answer is 10,000. Next question is, in the case of re-employed pensioners whose pay plus pension exceeds the sanctioned maximum pay of the post, the dearness allowance is calculated on the fill-up. Options are number 1 minimum, number 2 maximum, number 3 average, and number 4 is only basic pay of the post. Right answer is maximum. Next question is, in the case of advertised or limited tender inquiry, amount of bid security ordinarily ranges between fill-up percent of the estimated value of the goods to be procured. Options are number 1 2 to 5, number 2 3 to 7, number 3 is 6 to 8, and number 4 is 5 to 10. The right answer is 2 to 5. Next question is, a central government servant may be permitted to encash on leave up to 10 days at the time of availing of leave travel concession while in service, subject to the condition that the total leave so encashed during the entire career doesn't exceed fill-up days in the aggregate. Options are number 1 30, number 2 60, number 3 is 90, and last option is 120. Right answer is 60. Next question is, in case a government servant dies while in service, the cash equivalent of leave salary for both on leave and half pay leave, if any, at the credit of the deceased government servant on the date of his death, not exceeding fill-up days, shall be paid to his family. The given options are number 1 180, number 2 240, number 3 300, and number 4 is 365 days. Right answer is 300 days. Next question is, a government servant on extraordinary leave is, options are number 1 entitled to leave salary, number 2 entitled to half pay salary, number 3 entitled to 70% of his or her pay, and last option is not entitled to any leave salary. Right answer is, a government servant on extraordinary leave is not entitled to any leave salary. Next question is, maternity leave not exceeding fill-up days may be granted to a female government servant irrespective of the number of surviving children during the entire service of that female government servant in case of miscarriage, including abortion, on production of medical certificate. Options are number 1 15, number 2 30, number 3 45, and number 4 is 60 days. Right answer is 45 days. Next question is, a male government servant with less than 2 surviving children may be granted maternity leave for a period of 15 days, up to 15 days before or up to fill up from the date of delivery of the child. Options are number 1 1 month, number 2 3 months, number 3 is 6 months, and fourth option is 1 year. Right answer is 6 months. Next question is, male central government employees who undergo vasectomy operation under the Family Welfare Program for the first time may be granted special casual leave not exceeding fill-up working days. Options are number 1 5, number 2 7, number 3 is 10, and last option is 12. Right answer is 5 working days. Next question is, first consultation fees of medical officers appointed for the treatment of central government employees and their dependent family members in the case of medical postgraduate or specialist and MBBS or equivalent is rupees fill up and rupees fill up respectively. Options are number 1 150 and 100, number 2 is 120 and 100, number 3 is 170, and last option is 150. Correct answer is 170. Next question is, the ceiling limit for the reimbursement for complete denture in respect of CS MA Rules 1944 beneficiaries is rupees fill up. Options are number 1, 1000, number 2, 2000, number 3, 3000 and number 4 is none of these. And the right answer is rupees 2000. Next question is approved package rate for the annual medical checkup of Group A female officers of Central Civil Services or post of and above the age of 40 years is rupees fill up. Options are number 1, 1800, number 2, 2000, number 3 is 2200 and number 4 is 2400. Right answer is rupees 2200. Next question is, based on the recommendations of the 6th Central Pay Commission, the classification of cities for the purpose of house rent allowance is fill up. And the options are number 1, A1, A, B1 and B2. Second option is A, B, C. Third option is X, Y, Z. And the last option is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right answer is option third, that is X, Y and Z. Next question is, the rates of project allowance for post in the grade pay of less than rupees 5400 is rupees fill up, and for posts in the grade pay of rupees 5400 and above is rupees fill up respectively. Options are number 1, 1000, 2000. Second option is 1500 and 2000. Third option is 2000 and 2500. And fourth option is 1000 and 1500. Right answer is 1000 and 1500. Next question is, in the case of pensioners or family pensioners who are in receipt of more than one pension, the dearness relief where admissible is calculated on the basis of the options are number 1, pension which is minimum. Second option is pension which is maximum. Third option is average of all the pensions taken together. And the fourth option is total of all pensions taken together. The right answer is option 4, that is total of all pensions taken together. Next question is, Central Civil Post carrying the grade pays of rupees fill up in the scale of pay of rupees 5200 to rupees 20,200 in pay band 1 belong to group C. And the options are number 1, 1600, 1650, 1800 and 1900. Second option is 1650, 1800, 1900 and 2000. Third option is 1800, 1900, 2000, 2400. Last option is 1800, 1900, 2000, 2400 and 2800. Right answer is 1800, 1900, 2000, 2400 and 2800. Next question is, a government servant is deemed to have been placed under suspension by an order of appointing authority with effect from the date of his detention if he is detained in custody for a period exceeding fill-up hours. Options are number 1, 24, number 2, 48, number 3, 72 and number 4 is 96. Right answer is second option, that is 48 hours. Next question is, when the penalty of withholding of increment is awarded to a government servant during the period for which penalty remains current, options are number 1, only one increment should remain withheld. Second option is 2 increments should remain withheld. Third option is 3 increments should remain withheld. And the fourth option is all the increments admissible during this period should remain withheld. And the right answer is Option 4, that is, all the increments admissible during this period should remain withheld. Next question is, the minimum and maximum rate per case of honorarium payable in cases of departmental proceedings to an inquiry officer serving part-time respectively is fill up. Options are number 1, rupees 2000, rupees 5000. Second option is rupees 5000, rupees 10,000. Third option is rupees 10,000 and rupees 15,000. And the last option is rupees 15,000 and rupees 25,000. Right option is second, that is rupees 5,000 and rupees 10,000. Next question is, the minimum and maximum rate per case of honorarium payable in cases of departmental proceedings to an inquiry officer retired respectively is fill up. Options are number 1, rupees 5,000 and rupees 10,000. Second option is rupees 10,000 and rupees 20,000. Third option is rupees 20,000 and rupees 40,000. Last option is rupees 15,000 and rupees 75,000. Right answer is option 4, that is rupees 15,000 and rupees 75,000. Next question is, in the case of government procurement, the bid security normally remains valid for a period of fill-up days beyond the final bid validity period. Options are number 1, 30. Second option is 45. Third option is 60 and the last option is 90. Correct answer is 45. Next question is, in the case of a government servant who leaves the tier 1 of the new pension scheme before attaining the age of 60, it is mandatory for him or her to invest fill-up percent of pension wealth to purchase an annuity from an IRDA regulated life insurance company. Options are number 1, 50. Second option is 60. Third option is 75. And the fourth option is 80. Right answer is 80. Next question is, for estimated value of the work or service up to rupees 10 lakh or less, the number of the contractors identified for issuing limited tender inquiry should not be less than. Given options are number 1, 3. Second option is 4. Third option is 6 and the last option is none of these. Right answer is option 3rd, that is 6. Next question is, proceedings can be initiated against a central government servant after retirement only in respect of any event that took place within fill-up years of such incidences. Options are number 1, 2. Second option is 3, third option is 4 and the fourth option is 5. Right answer is option 3rd, that is 4 years. Next question is, dismissal and removal of a central government servant is governed by fill-up of CCA rules. Options are number 1, Article 309, second option is Article 319, third option is Article 311, and the fourth option is Article 312. Right answer is option 3rd, that is Article 311. Next question is, CCS conduct rules for central government servants are made up to a total of fill-up rules. Options are number 1, 20, second option is 23, third option is 25, and the fourth option is 27. Right answer is option 3rd, that is 25 rules. Next question is, a central government servant under new pension scheme when retires from government service on attaining 60 years of age would get fill-up percent of pension wealth in cash. Options are number 1, 40, second is 60, third option is 80 and the fourth option is 100. Correct answer is 60% of pension wealth in cash. Next question is, does a judicially separated wife of a central government servant continue to be a family member under CSMA rules 1944? Options are number 1, not entitled to medical benefits since judicially separated. Second option is entitled to medical benefits if not receiving maintenance allowance. Third option is entitled to medical benefits even if getting maintenance allowance. And the last option is none of these. Correct answer is option third, that is entitled to medical benefits even if getting maintenance allowance. Next question is, for a central government servant who is retiring, his subscription to GPF will be stopped fill up months before his retirement. Options are number 1, 2, second option is 3, third option is 4 and the fourth option is 6 months. Right answer is 3 months.
आगे भी इस तरह की वीडियोस को सबसे पहले देखने के लिए आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल भी ना भूलें।
Next question is, which of the following service conditions in respect of a central government servant will be governed as per rules of parent organization only while on deputation to foreign service? Options are number 1, medical facilities, second option is dearness allowance, third option is HRA and the fourth option is leave. Right answer is leave. Next question is, in case of central government servant, the maximum period of deputation shall not exceed fill-up years in entire service. Options are number 1, 5, second option is 6, third option is 7 and the fourth option is 8. Right answer is option third, that is 7 years. Next question is, central government servants deputed to undergo course of training in India are permitted to draw daily allowance for a maximum period of fill-up days. Options are number 1, 120, second option is 150, third option is 180 and the fourth option is 240. Right answer is 180 days. Next question is, in case of central government servants deputation to outstation, the deputation allowance will be paid at the rate of fill-up of basic pay subject to maximum of rupees 4,000 per month. Options are number 1, 7%, number 2 is 8%, third option is 10%, the last option is 12%. Right answer is 10% of basic pay subject to maximum of rupees 4,000 per month. Next question is, a government servant who has completed service of fill-up including training period as on 1st July will be eligible for increment. Options are number 1, 3 months, second option is 6 months, third option is 9 months and the last option is 1 year. Right answer is 6 months. Next question is, in the case of central government officers of pay band 3, variable rates of increment at 3% and 4% have been provided. The higher rate of increment will be granted to not more than fill-up of the strength of officers in pay band 3. Options are number 1, 10%, number 2 is 15%, third option is 20%, last option is 25%. Correct answer is 20%. Next question is, in case of resignation, dismissal, removal or termination of the service or unauthorized absence without permission, permissible period for the retention of the residence allotted to a central government employee is, option are number 1, 1 month, second option is 3 months, third option is 6 months and the last option is 1 year. Right answer is 1 month. Next question is, the travelling allowance of a government servant both in respect of the journey on transfer to foreign service and the journey on reversion therefrom the government service will be borne by. Options are number 1, the parent office, second option is the foreign employer, third option is 50% by the parent office and 50% by the foreign employer, fourth option is the government servant. And the right answer is the foreign employer. Next question is, in case of deputation of a central government employee within the same station, the deputation allowance will be paid at the rate of fill-up of basic pay subject to maximum of rupees fill-up per month. Options are number 1, 3%, 1500, second option is 5%, 2000, third option is 7%, 3000 and the fourth option is 6%, 2500. Right answer is 5% and rupees 2000. Next question is, the special duty allowance for service in remote areas is admissible to the central government employees at the rate of fill-up of the revised basic pay plus non-practicing allowance where applicable. Options are number 1, 10%, second option is 12.5%, third option is 15% and the last option is 20%. The right answer is 12.5%. Next question is, a maximum of fill-up out of turn promotions in the entire service career can be allowed to central government employee sportsperson for excellence in international or national sports event. Options are number 1, 1, second option is 2, third option is 3 and the last option is 4. Right answer is 3. Next question is, for a central government employee, non-conveyance allowance is admissible unless the average monthly running on duty is more than fill-up kilometers. Options are 100, second option is 200, third option 300 and the fourth option is 250. Right answer is 200. Next question is, if a government servant travels by a route which is not the shortest but is cheaper than the shortest, his or her mileage allowance should be calculated on the basis of, options are number 1, the route actually used, second option is the shortest route, third option is either 1 or 2 and the last option is none of these. Right answer is the route actually used. Next question, the central government employees who are selected for participating in sporting events of national or international importance within India may be allowed to travel by, option 1, first class by train, second option is AC 2 tier by train, third option is AC first class by train and the fourth option is none of these. Right answer is first class by train. Next question is, the central government employees drawing grade pay of rupees fill-up and above in 13 cities classified as A1 are entitled to transport allowance at the rate of rupees 3200 plus DA their own per month. Options are number 1, 4600, second option is 4800, third option is 5400 and the last option is 6600. Correct answer is rupees 5400. Next question is, in the case of government servants deputed for training at centers or institutions located at their headquarters station, that such centers or institutions should be deemed to be their temporary headquarters during the period of training. Options are number 1, 100% travelling or daily allowance is admissible. Second option is 70% travelling or daily allowance is admissible. Third option is 50% travelling or daily allowance is admissible. Fourth option is no travelling or daily allowance is admissible. Right answer is no travelling or daily allowance is admissible. Next question is, the government servant on retirement is, besides the fares, also eligible to composite transfer grant equal to 1 month's pay if the distance from the last station of duty is more than fill-up kilometer. Options are number 1, 20, second option is 50, third option is 100 and the last option is 200 kilometer. Right answer is 20 kilometer. Next question is, daily allowance of half rates is admissible up to fill-up days in cases where temporary duty is performed by a government servant locally beyond 8 kilometers from his or her headquarters. Options are number 1, 30, second option is 60, third option is 120 and the last option is 180 days. Right answer is 180 days. Next question is, Travelling allowance for a local journey is admissible if the temporary place of duty is beyond fill up kilometer from the normal place of duty, irrespective of whether the journey is performed by the government servant from his residence or from the normal place of duty. Options are number 1 6, second option is 8, third option is 10 and the last option is 12. Right answer is 8. Next question is, when a government servant is compulsorily recalled to duty before the expiry of his or her leave, if the leave is thereby curtailed by not less than fill up, he or she is entitled to draw mileage allowance for the journey from the place at which the order of recall reaches him or her. Options are number 1, 15 days, second option is 1 month, third option is 45 days and the last option is 2 months. Right answer is 1 month. Next question is, childcare leave to a woman government employee shall not be granted for a period less than 15 days at a time, and this leave shall also not be granted for more than fill up spells in a calendar year. Options are number 1 2, second option is 3, third option is 4 and the last option is 6. Right answer is 3 spells. Next question is, non-practicing allowance of central government employees is treated as fill-up for all service matters. Options are number 1 allowance, second option is honorarium, third option is pay and the last option is incentive. Right answer is pay. Next question is, approved package rate for the annual medical checkup of Group A male officers of Central Civil Services or posts of and above the age of 40 years is rupees fill up. Options are number 1 1800, second option is 2000, third option is 2200 and the last option is 1500. Right answer is rupees 2000. Next question is, a government servant under suspension may be granted dearness allowance on the basis of the fill-up allowance paid from time to time. Options are number 1 house rent, second option is transport, third option is non-practicing and the last option is subsistence. Right answer is subsistence. Next question is, the risk allowance of government employees is, options are number 1 treated as allowance, second option is treated as pay, third option is treated as pay in special cases and the last option is not treated as pay for any purpose. Right answer is option 4, that is, the risk allowance of government employee is not treated as pay for any purpose. Next question is, financial year of the Government of India commences on fill-up of each year and ends on fill-up of the following year. Options are number 1 1st January and 31st December, second option is 1st March and 28th February, third option is 1st April and 31st March and the last option is 1st July and 30th June. Right answer is 1st April and 31st March. Next question is, in all cases involving a senior government official where the investigating agency has requested sanction for prosecution and also submitted a draft charge sheet and related documents along with the request, it is mandatory for the competent authority to take a decision within a period of fill-up from receipt of request and pass a speaking order giving reason for this decision. Options are number 1 15 days, second option is 3 weeks, third option is 1 month and the last option is 3 months. Right answer is 3 months. Next question is, the new pension scheme of central government has number 1 tire, number 2 tires, number 3 is 3 tires and number 4 is 4 tires. And the right answer is, the new pension scheme of central government has 2 tires. Next question is, at exit at or after the age of 60 years from the tier 1 of the new pension scheme, it is mandatory for a government servant to invest Fill up percent of pension wealth to purchase an annuity from an IRDA regulated life insurance company. Options are number 1, 40, number 2, 50, number 3 is 60 and the last option is 75. Right answer is option first, that is 40. Next question is, if the age of pensioner or family pensioner is 100 years or more, what is the additional quantum of pension or family pension paid to him or her? Options are number 1, 25% of basic pension or family pension. Second option is 50% of basic pension or family pension. Third option is 75% of basic pension and family pension. And the last option is 100% of basic pension and family pension. The right answer is option 4, that is 100% of basic pension or family pension. Next question is, the maximum amount of study leave which may be granted to a government servant other than Central Health Service officers during his or her entire service shall be fill up months in all. Options are number 1, 12, second option is 36, third option is 24 and the last option is 48. Right answer is 24. Next question is, final claims for reimbursement of medical expenses of central government servants in respect of a particular spell of illness should ordinarily be preferred within fill-up months from the date of completion of treatment. Options are number 1, 1, second option is 2, third option is 3 and the last option is 6. Right answer is option third, that is 3. Next question is, the duration of treatment and number of consultations to be obtained in the consultation room of authorized medical attendants under Indian system of medicine and homeopathy for a central government employees is fill-up days and fill-up consultations respectively at OPD level. Options are number 1, 30 and 2, second option is 40 and 4, third option is 45 and 3, and the last option is 60 and 5. Right answer is option 2, that is 40 and 4. Next question is, in the event of death of a government employee, his family may be allowed to retain the residence rent-free accommodation, free of rent for a period of fill-up months from the date of the employee's death and thereafter for a further period of fill-up months on payment of rent. Options are number 1, 2 and 4. Second option is 3 and 6. Third option is 1 and 3. And the last option is 2 and 6. Right answer is option third, that is 1 and 3. Next question is, Central Civil Post carrying the grade pays of rupees fill up in the pay scale of rupees 9300 up to 34,800 in pay band 2 belong to group B. Options are number 1, 2400, 2800, 4200 and 4600. Second option is 2800, 4200, 4600 and 4800. Third option is 4200, 4600, 4800 and 5400. Last option is 4600, 4800, 5400 and 6600. Right answer is option third, that is Central Civil Post carrying the grade pays of rupees 4200, 4600, 4800 and 5400 in a pay scales of rupees 9300 up to 34,800 in pay band second belongs to group B. Thank you.
आगे भी इस तरह की वीडियोस को सबसे पहले देखने के लिए आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल भी ना भूलें।